Good morning and welcome everyone to St. Scholastica's Shakespearean performance of the Taming of the Shrew. Before we begin our performance, I would just like to remind everyone if we could please silence the cell phones. And I would like to invite everyone to please stand for the entrance of Queen Elizabeth. And now I would like to invite Father George to please lead us in a Hail Mary for a successful performance this morning.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Saint Scholastica,
Pray for us.
Outside an alehouse in the English countryside, a beggar named Christopher Sly argues with the hostess over some glassware he has broken. While the hostess leaves to find the constable, Sly passes out. Soon a lord returning from a hunt discovers Sly sleeping on the ground, and he decides to have a bit of fun with the sleeping beggar by playing a trick on him. The lord orders his servants to take Sly back to his house and treat him as if he were a lord. He tells his servants to put Sly in a fancy bed, place rings upon his fingers, set a banquet for him, and attend to his every need. His huntsmen agree that this will be an excellent joke, so they bear Sly off stage. Next, a troupe of players arrives seeking to offer the Lord their services. The Lord welcomes them to spend the night at his home, but he warns them that they must not laugh at the strange behavior of the other Lord for whom they will perform. Then the Lord instructs one of the pages to play the part of Sly's wife. The Lord wants the disguised servant to pretend to be overjoyed that Sly has recovered from his insanity, and to say that Sly has insisted that he is a poor beggar rather than a lord for the past 7 years due to his lunacy.
I'll feed you in faith.
A pair of stocks, you rogue!
Slys are no rogues. Look in the Chronicles. We came in with Richard Conqueror.
Will you not pay for the glasses that you have burst?
No, not a denier.
I know my remedy. I must go and fetch the third borrow.
Third or fourth or fifth borough, I'll answer him by law. I'll not budge an inch. Let him come. And kindly.
Huntsman, I charge thee, tender well my hounds. The poor cure is embossed. Silver made it good. I would not lose the dog for 20 pound.
Why, Bellman is as good as he, my lord, and twice a day picked at the door's scent. Trust me, I'd take him for the bear dog.
But sup them well and look unto them all. Tomorrow I intend to hunt again.
I will, my lord.
What's this? One dead? See doth he breathe?
He breathes, my lord. Were he not worthy confusion, this were a bed, but cold sleep so soundly.
O monstrous beast! How like a swine he lies! Grim death, how foul and loathsome is thine image! Sirs, I will practice on this man. What sayeth you if he were conveyed to bed, wrapped in sweet clothes, rings put upon his fingers, a most delicious banquet at his side, and brave attendants at him ready when he wakes? Would not the beggar then forget himself?
Believe me, Lord, I think he cannot choose.
It would seem strange to him when he waked.
Then take him up and manage well the trick. Carry him to my fairest chamber. Balm his foul head in warm distilled waters. Burn sweet wood to make the lodging sweet, and procure me music ready when he wakes to make a heavenly sound. And if he chance to speak, be ready straight and say, What is it that your honor will command? Let one attend him with a silver basin, full of rose water and bestrewed with flowers, and one with an ewer and a third with a towel. Ask him, Will it please your lordship to cool your hands? Have someone ready with a costly suit, and ask him what apparel he will wear. And another to tell him that his lady mourns his disease, and of his hounds and horse. Persuade him he hath been a lunatic, and he is nothing but a lord. Do this, and do it well, gentle sirs, for it will be a pastime passing excellent.
My lord, I warrant you, we will play our part, and he shall think by true diligence he is no less, though I say he is.
Then take him up and to bed with him, and each one to his office ready when he wakes. Sirrah, go see what trumpet 'tis that sounds. Be like some noble gentleman traveling some journey to repose him here. How now, who is it?
On to please your honor, plays it offer service to your lordship.
Bid them come near. Ah, now, fellows, you are welcome.
We thank your honor.
Do you intend to stay with me tonight?
So please your lordship to accept our duty.
With all my heart. I seem to remember this one, since he played a farmer's eldest son. I have forgotten your name, but am sure that the part was aptly fitted and most naturally performed.
I think 'twas Soto that your honor means.
Ah, 'tis true. Thou did excellent. Well, you have come to me in happy time, for rather I have some sport in hand wherein you can assist me. There is a lord that will hear you play tonight, for yet his honor hath never heard a play before. You may laugh at his reaction and so offend him.
Fear not, my lord, we can contain ourselves. We he the fairest antic in the world.
Go, sirrah, take them to the buttery. Give them friendly welcome, everyone. Let them want nothing that my house will afford. Sirrah, go you to one of my servants and conduct her to the beggar's chamber. And in a soft, low voice and with lowly courtesy have her say, What is it that your honor will command? Wherein your wife and humble lady will show her duty and make known her love. Bid her to shed tear as being overjoyed, that her noble lord hath been restored to health. For this past 7 years has esteemed him no more than a poor, loathsome beggar. And if she not a woman's gift to rain a shower of commanded tears, an onion will do well for such a shift, which in a napkin being close conveyed shall in despite enforce a watery eye. See this dispatch with as much haste as thou can. Anon, I give thee more instructions. I long to hear the servant call the beggar husband, and how my men will keep themselves from laughter as they pay homage to this poor, simple peasant. I'll in to counsel them, happily my presence.
Back at the house, the servants place Sly in the Lord's bed with fine clothes and jewelry, and the Lord outfits himself as one of the servants. When Sly awakes, they present him with good wine and food and tell him that he is their master. He protests and says that he remembers that he is a poor tinker, and they explain that this memory is the result of the madness he has suffered from for the past 15 years. They put on quite a show, pleading and wailing in feigned distress at his continued illness, but Sly remains skeptical. However, when his wife is mentioned, Sly becomes convinced. Sly's wife tells him that the doctors fear that his madness may return, and he must do nothing strenuous, so they decide to watch the players perform a play, and the play they watch is The Taming of the Shrew.
For God's sake, a pot of small ale.
Will't please your lordship drink a cup of sack?
Wilt please your honor taste these conserves?
Tyler, will you on our way today?
I am Christophoro Sly. Call not me honor nor lordship. I never drank sack in my life. And if you give me any conserves, give me conserves of beef. Never ask me what raiment I'll wear, for I have no more doublets than backs, no more stockings than feet, no more shoes than feet, nay, sometimes more feet than shoes, or such shoes as my toes look through the overleather.
Heaven cease this idle humor in your honor. Oh, that a mighty man of such possessions and high esteem shall be infused with so foul a spirit.
What? Would you make me mad? Am not I Christopher Sly, old Sly son of Burton Heath, by birth a tinker, by education a card maker, by transmutation a bear herd, and now by present profession a tinker? Ask Marian Hackett, the fat alewife of Wincott, if she know me not. If she say I am not 14 pence in debt for sheer ale, then score me up as the lyingest knave in Christendom. What, I am not bestraught?
Oh, this is it that makes your lady mourn.
Oh, this is it that makes your servants droop.
Hence, this is why your kindred shuns your house, as beaten hence by your strange lunacy. O noble lord, bethink thee of thy birth. Call home thy ancient thoughts from banishment, and banish hence these abject, lowly dreams. Look at how thy servants do attend thee, and are at their office ready at thy beck. Wilt thou have music? Hark, Apollo plays. Or wilt thou sleep? We'll have thee to a couch. Or wilt thou walk? We'll bestrew the ground with flowers. Or wilt thou ride? Thy horses shall be trapped up, their harnesses studded with gold and pearl. Or dost thou love to hawk? Thy hawks will soar above the morning lark. Or wilt thou hunt? Thy hounds shall fetch the shrill echoes from thy hollow earth.
Say thou wilt course, like greyhounds are as swift as breed stags. I fleeter than the roe.
Dost thou love pictures? We will fetch thee straight. Adonis, painted by a running brook, and Cytherea all in sedges hid, which seem to move even as the waving sedges play with wind.
Oh, Daphne, rolling through the thorny wood, scratching her legs that one should swear she bleeds, and at the sight shall sad Apollo weep. So welcomingly the blood in tears are drawn.
Thou art a lord, and nothing but a lord. Thou have a lady that is far more beautiful than any other woman.
Until the tears that she hath shed for thee, like envious floods o'er a lovely face. She was the fairest creature in the world, and yet she's inferior to none.
Am I a lord? And have I such a lady? Or do I dream? Or have I dreamed till now? I do not sleep. I see, I hear, I speak, I smell sweet savors, I feel soft things. Upon my life, I am a lord indeed, and not a tinker nor Christophoro Sly. Well, bring Our Lady hither to our sight, and once again, a pot of the smallest ale.
Wilt please your mightiness to wash your hands? Oh, how we joy to see your wit restored. Oh, that once more you knew but who you are. These 15 years you have been in dream, or when you waked, so waked as if you slept.
These 15 years? By my fay, a goodly nap. But did I never speak of all that time?
Oh yes, my lord, but very idle words. For though you lay here in this goodly chamber, Yet you would rail upon the hostess of the house, saying you presented the leap, because she brought stone jugs and no sealed quarts. Sometimes you would call out for Cicely Hackett.
I, the woman's maid of the house.
Why, Saul? You know no house. Know no such maid. Know no such men as you have reckoned up. As Stephen Sly, and did John Naps of Greece, and Peter Toff, and Henry Pimpernel, and 20 more such names, and men alike, which never no men ever saw.
Now, Lord, be thanked for my good amends.
Amen.
I thank thee. Thou shalt not lose by it.
How fares my noble lord?
Marry, I fare well, for here is cheer enough. Where is my wife?
Here, noble lord, what is thy will?
Are you my wife, and will not call me husband? My men should call me lord. I am your husband.
My husband and my lord and my husband, I am your wife.
I know it well. What must I call her?
Madam.
Alice, madam, or Joan, madam?
Madam, nothing else. So lords call ladies.
Madam wife, they say that I've slept and dreamt above some 15 years or more.
Aye, and the time seems 30 unto me, being all this time.
'Tis much. Servants, leave me and her alone to talk.
Thrice let me entreat of you, for your physicians have expressly charged that in peril to incur the former malady that you must rest. I hope this reason stands for my excuse.
Aye, it stands so that I may hardly tarry so long. But I would be loath to fall into my dreams and lunacy again. I will therefore...
Your honor's players, hearing your amendment, are come to play pleasant comedy, for so your doctors hold it very suitable, seeing too much sadness hath congealed your blood, and melancholy is the nurse of frenzy. Therefore they thought it good you hear a play, and frame your mind to mirth and merriment, which bars 1,000 harms and lengthens life.
Mary, I will. Let them play it. Is not a commandie, or a Christmas gambled, or a tumbling trick?
No, good lord, it is a more pleasing stuff.
What, household stuff?
It is a kind of history.
Well, well, seest. Come, madam wife, sit by my side, and let the world slip. We shall ne'er be younger.
The play within the play opens in Padua, Italy. A young man named Lucentio has arrived with his servant Tranio. Lucentio has come to Padua to further his studies. He is young and eager to learn new things. A commotion involving Baptista Manola, his daughters, Katharina and Bianca's 2 suitors who are much older than Bianca, interrupts Lucentio and Tranio's conversation. Most of the noise from this commotion comes from Katharina, who is screaming. Lucentio and his servant overhear Baptista say that Katharina is free to court, but that he will not allow Bianca to marry before Katharina weds. The suitors respond that no one would ever want to marry Katharina due to her temperament, so Katharina threatens them with violence. In the midst of this chaos, Lucentio notices Bianca and falls madly in love with her. After Baptista leaves with his daughters, Bianca's 2 suitors, Hortensio and Gremio, agree that they must find someone to win Katharina so they can pursue Bianca in the hopes of marrying her. But they must find someone to wed Katharina so they can pursue Bianca in the hopes of marrying her. But they are not all optimistic about their chances of finding a man for Katharina. Rather, they decide to look for a schoolmaster for Bianca, because Baptista also stated that he is looking for one for his daughter, and they hope that if they find one, this will earn them points with Bianca's father. After they walk away, Lucentio tells Tranio that he has fallen in love with Bianca, and that he too is determined to court Bianca. Knowing that he cannot do so publicly, given Baptista's forbiddance, he resolves to woo her in secret. Since he also overheard that Bianca is in need of a schoolmaster, he decides to disguise himself as one in order to gain access to her and to hopefully win her heart. To pull this off, Tranio must pretend to be Lucentio and to study at the university, which he does.
Tranio, since for the great desire I had to see fair Padua, nursery of arts, I am arrived, and by my father's love and leave armed with his goodwill and thy good company. My trusty servant, here let us breathe and happily institute a course of learning and ingenious studies. Pisa, renowned for grave citizens, gave me my being, and my father first, a merchant of great traffic through the world, Vincenzio come of Bentivogli. Vincenzio's son, brought up in Florence, it shall become to serve all hopes conceived, to deck his fortune with his virtuous deeds. And therefore, Tranio, for the time I study virtue and that part of philosophy, tell me thy mind, for I have Pisa left, and am to Padua come, and with satiety seeks to quench my thirst.
Pardon me, sir. While we do admire this virtue and this moral discipline, let's be no stoics. No stocks, I pray. No profit grows, whereas no pleasure taken. In brief, sir, study what you most affect.
Gramercy, Tranio, well dost thou advise. If Biondello, thou wert come ashore, we could at once take a lodging, but stay a while. What company is this?
Masters from Shrew to welcome us to town.
Gentlemen, importune me no farther, for how I firmly am resolved you know. That is, not to bestow my youngest daughter before I have a husband for the elder. If either of you both love Katharina, because I know you well and love you well, then leave shall you have to court her at your pleasure.
Or to cart her, rather, for she's too rough for me. There, Hortensio, will you any wife?
I pray you, sir, is it your will that you should make a laughing-stock of me amongst these mates?
Mates, maid? How mean you that? No mates for you, unless you are of a gentler, milder mold.
In faith, sir, you shall never have need to fear. Indeed, marriage is not halfway to her heart. But if it were, doubt not her case should be to rake your head with the three-legged stool, and paint your face and use you like a fool.
From all such devils, good Lord, deliver us.
And me too, good Lord.
Hush, master. Here's some good pastime toward. She is stark mad.
But in the other silence do I see maid's mild behavior and sobriety. Peace, Tranio.
Well said, master. Mum, and gaze your fill.
Gentlemen, that I may soon make good in what I have said, Bianca, get you in, and let it not displease you, good Bianca, for I will have thee ne'er less, my girl.
A pretty Pete. It is best put finger in the eye, and she knew I.
Sister, content you in my discontent. Sir, to your pleasure I humbly subscribe. My books and instruments shall be my company, on them to took and practice by myself.
Heart, Tranio, thou mayst hear Minerva speak.
Signor Baptista, will you be so strange? Sorry am I that our goodwill affects Bianca's grief.
Why will you mew her up, Signor Baptista, for this fiend of hell? Make her bear the penance of her tongue?
Gentlemen, content ye. I am resolved. Go in, Bianca. And for I know she taketh most delight in music, instruments, and poetry, schoolmasters will I keep within my house, fit to instruct her youth. If you, Hortensio, or Senior Gremio, you, know any such, prefer them hither, for to learned men I will be very kind and liberal to mine own children in good bringing up. And so farewell. Katharina, you may stay, for I have more to commune with Bianca.
Why, and I trust I may go too. May I not? What, shall I be appointed hours as though belike I knew not what to take and what to leave?
Ha! You may go to the devil. Your gifts are so good, no one wants them here. Yet for the love I bear, my sweet Bianca, if I could by any means light upon a fit man to teach her that wherein she delights, I will wish him to her father.
So will I, Signor Gremio, but a word, I pray. Through the nature of our quarrel, never tolerated conference, know now, it touches us both that we may yet again have access to our fair mistress, and be happy rivals in Bianca's love, to labor and effect one thing specially.
What's that, I pray?
Marry, sir, to get a husband for her sister.
A husband? You mean a devil.
I say a husband.
I say a devil. Think, Hortensio, though her father may be very rich, that any man is such a fool as to be married to that?
Hush, Gremio, though it pass your patience and mine to endure her loud, startling noises, why, there be good fellows in the world, and a man could take her with all her faults, and money enough.
I don't know about that. I would rather be whipped in the center of town every day than be married to that.
Faith, as you say, there's small choice in rotten apples. But come, since this bar-in-law makes us friends, it shall be maintained that by helping Baptista's eldest daughter to a husband, we set his youngest free for husband, and then to have renewed combat. Sweet Bianca, happy man be his dole. He that runs fastest gets the wedding ring. How say you, Signor Gremio?
I am agreed. And as for this imaginary suitor for Catherine, I would give him the best horse in Padua to begin his wooing that would thoroughly woo her, wed her, and rid the house of her. Come on.
I pray, sir, tell me, is it possible that love should of a sudden take such hold?
Oh, Tranio, till I found it to be true. I never thought it possible or likely. But see, while idly I stood looking on, I found the effect of love in idleness. And now in plainness do confess to thee, Tranio, I burn, I pine, I perish. Tranio, if I achieve not this young modest girl, assist me, Tranio, for I know thou wilt.
Master, 'tis no time to chide you now. If love hath touched you, naught remains but so.
Gramercy's lad, go forward discontents. The rest will comfort, for thy counsel is sound.
Master, you look so longingly upon the maid. Perhaps you mark not what's the pith of all.
Oh yes, I saw sweet beauty in her face.
Saw you no more? Mark you not how her sister began to scold and raise up such a storm that mortal ears might hardly endure their din?
Tranio, I saw her coral lips move, and with her breath she did perfume the air. Sacred and sweet was all I saw in her.
Nay, then 'tis time to stir him from his trance. I pray. Awake, sir, if you love the maiden. Bend thy thoughts and wits to achieve her. Thus it stands, the elder sister is so ill-natured and shrew, that till his father rids his hand of her, you may not woo her.
Ah, Tranio, what a cruel father. But after not advised, he took some cunning care to get her schoolmasters to instruct her.
Aye, mayor I am, sir. And now 'tis plotted. You will be the schoolmaster and undertake the teaching of the maid.
May it be done?
Possible. But one must bear your part and be in Padua here, Vincenzio's son. Pursue his studies, keep his house, visit his friends, welcome his countrymen, and banquet them.
I have it. We have not yet been seen in any house, nor can we lie distinguished by our faces from man or master. Then it follows thus. Thou shalt be master, Tranio, in my stead. Keep house and port and servants as I should, for I will some other be, some Florentine, Neapolitan, or man of Pisa. Detached and shall be so. At once, Tranio, uncase thee. When Biondello comes, he will wait on thee, but I will persuade him first to keep his tongue.
Sir, sit that your pleasure is. I am tired to be obedient. For your father charged me at our parting. Be serviceable to my son, quoth he, though I think 'twas in another sense. I am content to be Lucentio, for so well do I love Lucentio.
Tranio, be so, because Lucentio loves. And let me be a slave to achieve that maid, whose sunsight hath thralled my wounded eye. Here comes the rogue. Sirrah, where have you been?
Where have I been? Nay, how now, where are you? Master, has my fellow Tranio stolen your clothes? Or have you stolen his? Or both? Pray, what's the news?
Sirrah, come hither, 'tis no time to jest. Your fellow Tranio here to save my life puts on my apparel, and I, for my escape, have put on his. For in a quarrel since I came ashore, I killed a man, and fear was observed. Wait you on him, I charge you, as becomes, while I make way from hence to save my life. You understand me?
Aye, sir, not in the least.
And not a jot of Tranio in your mouth. Tranio is changed into Lucentio.
The better for him, would I were so too.
So could I, faith, boy, have the next wish after, that Lucentio indeed have Baptista's daughter, not for my sake, but your master's. And I advise you, use your manners discreetly in all kinds of company. When I am alone, why then I am Tranio, but in all places else, your master, Lucentio.
Tranio, one more thing needs to be done. That is, you must also be one of Bianca's wooers. My reasons for this are both good and weighty.
My lord, you did not attend to the play.
Yes, by St. Anne, do I. A good matter, surely. Comes there any more of it?
My lord, 'tis but begun.
'Tis a very excellent piece of work. Madam Lady, would 'twere done.
A brash young man named Petruchio, newly arrived in Padua, goes with his servant Grumio to see his friend Hortensio. Petruchio tells Hortensio that he's looking to marry a rich man's daughter and augment his family fortune. Hortensio recognizes his opportunity to pursue Bianca and decides to convince Petruchio to marry Katharina, but he does warn him about her. Petruchio does not care at all about her behavior, however. He only cares about the fact that she has a rich father. Full of confidence, he tells Hortensio to lead him to her house. In addition to this, just like Lucentio, Hortensio plans to disguise himself as a schoolmaster so that he can see Bianca and court her secretly. Meanwhile, Lucentio, already disguised as a schoolmaster, presents himself to Gremio, who gladly agrees to have him tutor Bianca. Gremio brags to Hortensio that he has found a schoolmaster for Bianca, unaware of the fact that Lucentio will be courting the girl for himself. Hortensio then tells Gremio the good news, that Petruchio wishes to woo Katharina. At this point, Tranio enters, disguised as Lucentio, and he asks the suitors to direct him to the house of Baptista Minola, vaguely implying that he might be interested in one of the women there. Hortensio and Gremio have a hard time restraining their anger, but they think there will now be 3 competing suitors for Bianca. Lucentio, of course, has arranged for Tranio to make this entrance in order to distract Hortensio and Gremio and give him more wooing time of his own.
Verona, I take my leave to see my friend Hortensio in Padua. And I trow this is his house. Here, Sir Grumio, knock, I say.
Knock, sir. Whom should I knock? Is there a man who has abused your worship?
Villain, I say, knock me here soundly.
Knock you here, sir. Why, sir? What am I, sir, that I should knock you here, sir?
Villain, I say, knock me at this gate and rap me well, or I will knock your knave's pate.
My master has grown quarrelsome, and I should knock you first, and then after, I know who comes by the worst.
Will it not be? Faith, sirrah, and you'll not knock? I'll ring it.
Help, master, tell me, master is mad!
Knock when I bid you, sirrah villain.
How now? What's the matter? My old friend Grumio and my good friend Petruchio. How do you all at Verona?
Signor Hortensio, come you to part the fray?
We will settle this quarrel.
Nay, 'tis no matter, sir, if this be not a lawful case for me to leave his service. Look you, sir, he bid me to knock him and rap him soundly. Well, was it fit for a servant to use his master so?
A senseless villain. I bade the rascal knock upon your gate, and could not get him for my life to do it.
Knock at the gate! Oh, heaven, speak ye not these words plain, sirrah, knock me here, rap me here, knock me well, and knock me soundly. And come you now with knocking at the gate?
Sirrah, begone or talk not, I advise you.
Petruchio, patience, I'm Grumio's pledge. Why this sad occurrence twixt him and you, your ancient, trusty, pleasant servant Grumio? And tell me now, sweet friend, what happy gale it blows you to Padua here from old Verona?
In a few, Antonio, my father, is deceased, and I have thrust myself to wive and thrive as best I may, crowns in my purse.
Petruchio, shall I then come roundly to thee and wish thee to a shrewd, ill-favoured wife? Thou dost thank me but a little for my counsel, and yet I'll promise thee she shall be rich, and very rich. But thou art too much my friend, and I'll not wish thee to her.
Signor Hortensio, twixt such friends as we, few words suffice, and therefore, if thou know one rich enough to be Petruchio's wife, be she foul or old, moves me not, nor not removes me. I come to wive it wealthily in Padua.
Nay, look you, sir, he tells you flatly what his mind is. If I give him gold enough, marry him to a puppet or an old hag with a tooth in her head.
Petruchio, since we are stepped this far in, I will continue that I broached in jest. I can, Petruchio, help thee to a wife. With wealth enough, and young and beauteous, brought up as best becomes a gentlewoman. Her only fault, and this is fault enough, is that she is intolerable cursed, and shrewd and ill-natured, so beyond all measure that were my state far worser than it is, I would not wed her for a mine of gold.
Hortensio, peace. Thou knowest not gold's effect. Tell me her father's name, for I will woo her, though she chide as loud as thunder.
Her father's name is Baptista Manoa, an affable and courteous gentleman.
Her name is Katharina Minola, renowned in Padua for her scolding tongue.
I know her father, though I know not her, and he knew my deceased father well. I will not sleep, Hortensio, till I see her. Therefore, let me give you over to her, unless you'll accompany me thither.
I pray you, sir, let him go while the humor lasts. On my word, and she knew him as well as I do, she would think scolding would do little good upon him. I'll tell you what, sir, and she would stand him but a little, he will throw a figure of speech in her face, and so disfigure her with it, that she shall have no more eyes to see than a cat. You know him not, sir.
Tarry, Petruchio, I must go with thee, for in Baptista's keep my treasure is, his youngest daughter, beautiful Bianca. And her withholds for me and other more suitors to her, and rivals in my love, supposing it is a thing impossible that Katharina will be wooed. Therefore this order hath Baptista ta'en, that none shall have access unto Bianca, till Katharina the Cursed have got a husband.
Katharina the Cursed? A title for a maid of all titles the worst.
Now shall my friend Petruchio do me grace, and present me in disguise to old Baptista, as a schoolmaster to instruct Bianca, that so I may by this device have leave and leisure to woo her, and court her by herself.
Here's no knavery. See, to beguile the old folks, have the young folks lay their heads together. Master, look about you. Who goes there, huh?
Peace, Grumio, it is a rival of my love. Petruchio, stand by a while.
Proper, handsome young man, and enamorous.
Well, very well. I have perused the note, all books of love. See you read no other lectures to her. You understand me? Over and beside Senor Baptista's liberality, I'll pay you even more. What will you read to her?
Whatever I read to her, I'll plead for you, as if you yourself stood there before her, yea, and perhaps with more successful words than you, since you are not a scholar, sir.
Oh, this learning, what a thing it is.
Oh, this woodcock, what a dummy he is.
Peace, sirrah.
Grumio, mum. God save you, Senor Grumio.
You are well met, Senor Hortensio. Troy you whither I am going? To Baptista Minola's. I promise to inquire carefully about a schoolmaster for fair Bianca, and, by good fortune, I have lighted upon this young man for learning and behavior, well read in poetry and other books. Good ones, I warrant you.
'Tis well, and I have met a gentleman hath promised to help me to another, a fine musician to instruct our mistress, so shall I no whit be behind in duty to fair Bianca, so beloved of me.
Beloved of me, and that my deed shall prove.
And that his money bag shall prove.
Grumio, 'tis no time to vent our love. Listen to me, and if you speak me fair, I'll tell you news indifferent, good for either. Here is a gentleman, whom by chance I met, who will undertake to woo cursed Katharina, yea, and to marry her, if her dowry, please.
So said, so done as well, but Hortensio, have you told him all her faults?
I know she's an irksome, brawling scold. That be all, masters. I hear no harm.
No, say you so, friend. What countryman?
Born in Verona, old Antonio's son. My father dead. My fortune lives for me.
Oh, sir, such a life with such a wife were strange. But if you've a stomach, you'll have me assisting you in all. But will you woo this wild cat?
Will I live?
Will he woo her? Aye, or I'll hang her.
Think you a little din can daunt mine ears? Have I not in my time heard lions roar? Have I not heard great ordnance in the battlefield? Do you tell me of a woman's tongue gives not half so great a blow to hear? Tush, tush.
For he fears none.
Hark, Hortensio, this gentleman has happily arrived, my mind presumes, for his own good and ours.
I promised we would be contributors, and bear his expense of wooing, whatsoever.
And so we will, provided that he wins her.
I wish I could be as certain of a good dinner.
Gentlemen, God save you. If I may be bold, tell me, I beseech you, which is the readiest way to the house of Senor Baptista Minola?
He that has the two fair daughters. Is he, you mean?
Even he, Biondello.
Hark you, sir. I hope you're not looking for the daughter.
Not the daughter that chides, sir. Any hand I pray.
I love no chiders, sir. Biondello, let's away.
Oh, we got Geronimo.
Sir, a word ere you go. Are you a suitor to the maid you talk of, yea or no? And if I be, sir, is it at any offense?
Not if you go away, there isn't.
Why, sir, I pray? Are not these streets as free for me as they are for you?
Yes, but not she.
For what reason, I beseech you?
For this reason, you must know that she's a choice love of Senor Gremio.
That she's the chosen of Senor Hortensio.
Softly, my masters. If you be gentlemen, hear me with patience. Senor Baptista is a noble gentleman, to whom my father is not all unknown, and his daughter may have one more suitor, and so she shall. Lucentio shall make one.
What? This gentleman will outtalk us all.
Sir, give him head. I know he'll prove a jade.
Sir, let me be so bold as ask you. Did you yet ever see Baptista's daughter?
No, but I hear he hath two. One is famous for a scolding tongue, as the other for beauteous modesty.
Sir, the first one is for me. Let her go by.
Yea, leave that labor to great Hercules.
Sir, understand you this. The father keeps the younger daughter from all excess of suitors, and will not promise her to any man until the elder first be wed. The younger then is free, and not before.
If it be so, sir, that you are the man, must that us all, and me amongst the rest, do this feat, achieve the elder, set the younger free for our access, whose hap there shall be to have her, will not graceless be to be ingrate.
Sir, you say well, and well do you conceive. And since you do profess to be a suitor, you must, as we do, pay this gentleman, to whom we all rest generally indebted.
Sir, I will not be slack in sign whereof, and if it please ye, we will spend this evening to toast our mistress's health.
Oh, excellent motion.
Fellows, let's be gone.
The motion's good indeed, and be it so. Petruchio, I shall be your welcome host.
Chaos rules at Baptista's house the next morning. Katharina has tied Bianca's hands together and is trying to beat her sister because Bianca will not tell her which suitor she prefers. When Baptista comes in to try and break up the fight, he angers Katharina even more by showing favoritism towards Bianca. Both sisters leave in a huff. Next, Gremio with Lucentio dressed as a schoolmaster, Petruchio with Hortensio likewise dressed as a schoolmaster, Tranio dressed as Lucentio, with Biondello dressed as his servant, enter. Petruchio asks Baptista for the opportunity to see Katharina. In exchange, he offers a music instructor for her, the disguised Hortensio, whom he introduces as Lizio. Baptista accepts the present and tells Petruchio as kindly as possible that Petruchio must be crazy to want to meet Katharina. Next, Gremio presents his own schoolmaster, the disguised Lucentio, whom he calls Cambio. Baptista accepts this gift as well and hears from Tranio, who, pretending to be Lucentio, presents his own gift of books and a lute in exchange for permission to woo Bianca. Next, after confirming that a substantial dowry will accept this successful wooing of Katharina, Petruchio waits for Baptista to send Katharina out to see him. He decides to call her Kate and good-naturedly contradict everything she says. Abrasive as always, Katharina tears into Petruchio from the moment he sets foot in the room. Petruchio's quick wit, though, proves equal to hers. He continues the game and tells her that he will marry her whether or not she is willing. When Baptista comes in to check on Petruchio's progress, he proclaims that they have already agreed upon Sunday as the wedding day. Strangely, Kate remains silent. After recovering from the shock of the hasty arrangement they have just witnessed, Gremio and Tranio immediately move on to the matter of Bianca, who will suddenly be available after Sunday. Baptista says that whichever of the suitors can best ensure that Bianca will be provided for when she is a widow may have her hand. Tranio, who is disguised as Lucentio, is able to claim that he has limitless funding and simply guarantees 10 times whatever Gremio offers. So, Baptista agrees to award Bianca to Lucentio as soon as his father can guarantee the wealth he has claimed. Tranio, confident of his ability to play the part of Lucentio, believes he can produce a fake father for Lucentio as well.
Good sister, wrong me not, nor wrong yourself, to make a bondmaid and a slave of me. That I disdain, but for these other goods unbind my hands. I'll pull them off myself. Yea, all my raiment, to my petticoat, or what you command me I will do, for so well I know my duties to my elders.
Of all thy suitors, here I charge thee tell whom thou lovest best. See thou dissemble not.
Believe me, sister, of all the men alive, I never yet beheld that special face, who I could fancy more than any other.
Thou liest! Is it not Hortensio?
If you love him, here I swear, I'll plead for you myself, but you shall have him.
How would then be like? You fancy riches more. He will have Gremio to keep you fair.
Is it for him you do envy me so? Nay, then you jest, and I well perceive you have jested with me all this while. I prithee, sister Kate, untie my hands.
If that be jest, then all the rest was so!
What? Thou dame, whence grows this insolence? Bianca, stand aside, poor girl. She weeps. Meddle not with her. For shame, thou hireling of a vicious beast. Why dost thou wrong her that did never wrong thee? When did she cause thee with a bitter word?
Her silence flouts me, and I'll be revenged!
What in my sight, Bianca, get thee in.
What? Will you not suffer me? Nay, now I see. She is your treasure. She must have a husband, and I must dance barefoot on her wedding day. And for your love to her, lead apes in darkness. Talk not to me. I will go sit and weep till I can find occasion of revenge.
Persever, gentlemen, this grieved is I. But who comes here?
Good morning, Baptista.
Good morning, neighbor Gremio. God save you, gentlemen.
And you, good sir. Pray, have you not a daughter called Katharina, fair and virtuous?
I have a daughter, sir, called Katharina.
I am a gentleman of Verona, that hearing of her beauty, wit, bashful modesty, and mild behavior, am bold to make mine eye the witness of that report. And for an entrance, I do present you with a man of mine, skillful in music and mathematics, to instruct her fully, except of him, or else you do me wrong. His name is Lycio, born in Mantua.
You are welcome, sir, and he for your good sake, but for my daughter Katharina, this I know, she is not for your turn, the more my grief.
I see you do not mean to part with her, or else you like not of my company.
Mistake me not, I speak but as I find. Whence are you, sir? What may I call your name?
Petruchio is my name, Antonio's son, a man well known throughout all Italy.
I know him well. You are welcome for his sake.
Sir, to express slight kindness that has been more beholding unto you than any other, I freely give unto you this young scholar. He hath long been studying at rhymes, and is more skillful in Greek, Latin, and other languages than the rest is in music and mathematics. His name is Cambio. Pray, accept his services.
1,000 thanks, Signor Gremio. Welcome, good Cambio. But, gentle sir, methinks, may I be so bold to know the cause of your coming?
Pardon me, sir. Being a stranger to the city here, I do make myself a suitor to your daughter Bianca. Nor is your firm resolve unknown to me. In the preferment of the eldest sister, this liberty is all that I request, that upon knowledge of my parentage, I may have welcome amongst the rest that woo. And towards the education of your daughters, I here bestow a simple instrument and a small packet of Greek and Latin books. If you accept them, then their worth is great.
Licencio is your name. Whence I pray?
Of Pisa, sir, son to Vincencio.
A mighty man of Pisa by report. You are very welcome, sir. Take you the lute, and you the set of books. You shall see you pupils presently. Holla! Within! Sir, lead these gentlemen to my daughters, and tell them these are their tutors. Bid them use them well. We will go walk a little in the orchard, and then to dinner, and you are passing welcome, and so I pray you well to think yourselves.
Signor Baptista, every day I cannot come to woo. You knew my father well. I am the sole heir to all his lands and goods. Tell me, if I get your daughter's love, what dowry shall I have with her to wife?
After my death, the 1/2 my lands, and immediately 20,000 crowns.
And for that dowry, I'll assure her of her widowhood, and all my lands and leases whatsoever. Let contracts be therefore drawn between us.
Aye, when the special thing is obtained, that is her love, for that is all in all.
Why, that is nothing, for I tell thee, father.
Well, mayst thou woo, and happy be thy speed, but be thou armed for some unhappy words. How now, my friend? Why dost thou look so pale?
For fear I promise you if I look pale.
What? Will my daughter prove a good musician?
I think she'll sooner prove a soldier. Iron may hold out against her, but never lutes.
Why then thou canst teach her the lute?
Why no, for she hath broke the lute. I did but tell her she mistook her bars and bowed her hand to teach her fingering, when with the most impatient, devilish spirit, "Bars you call these," quoth she, and with that word she struck me on the head, and there I stood amazed for a while, looking through the lute.
Now, by the world, I love her 10 times more than ever I did. Oh, I long to have some chat with her.
Well, go with me and be not so discomforted. Proceed and practice with my younger daughter. She's apt to learning things for good turns. Signor Petruchio, will you go with us, or shall I send my daughter Kate to you?
I pray you do. I will attend her here. and woo her when she comes. Say that she rail. I'll say she sings as sweetly as a nightingale. Say that she frown. I'll say she looks as clear as morning roses, newly washed with dew. She do bid me be gone, I'll give her thanks. So she bid me stay by her a week. She denied to wed, I will ask when we will be married. But here she comes. Good morrow, Kate, for that's her name I hear.
Well, have you heard, but something hard of hearing? They call me Katharina, that do talk of me.
You lie, in faith, for you're called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the Cursed. But Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom, my super dainty Kate, hearing thy mildness praised in every town, thy virtue spoke of, and thy beauty sounded, myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Moved? In good time! Let he that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew at first you were immovable.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee, knowing thee to be but young and light.
Too light for one as you to catch.
Should buzz.
Well ta'en and well like a fool.
Come, you wasp, in faith, you are too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
I swear I'll cuff you if you strike again.
So may you lose your arms. If you strike me, you are no gentleman. And if no gentleman, why then no arms.
A herald, Kate. Oh, put me in thy books.
What's your crest, a coxcomb?
Nay, come, Kate, come. You must not look so sour.
It is my fashion when I see a crab apple.
Why, here's no crab, and therefore look not sour.
There is. There is.
Then show it me.
Had I a glass? I would.
What, you mean my face?
Well aimed with such a young one.
Now, by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet you are withered.
'Tis with cares.
I care not.
Nay, hear you, Kate. In sooth, you scape not so.
I annoy you if I tarry. Let me go.
No, not a whit. I find thou very gentle, for thou art pleasant.
Go, fool, on whom thou keepest command.
Did ever Diane so become a grove?
Where did you study all this goodly speech?
It is extempore from my mother wit.
A witty mother, but a witless son.
Am I not wise?
Yes, quite dumb enough to keep you warm.
Mary, setting all this chat aside, in plain terms, your father hath consented that you shall be my wife, your dowry agreed on. And will you, nill you, I will marry you. Now, Kate, by this light, I see thy beauty. It doth make me like thee well. Thou must be married to no man but me, for I am born to tame you, Kate, bring you from a wild Kate to a Kate conformable as other household Kates. Here comes your father. Never make denial. I must and will have Katharina to my wife.
Now, Senior Petruchio, how's Speedy with my daughter?
How but well, sir. How but well.
How now, daughter Katharina, in low spirits?
Call you me daughter? Nay. Now I promise you, you have shown a tender, fatherly regard to bid me wed to this one half lunatic, a madman ruffian, and an ill-mannered fellow who thinks with oaths to face the matter out.
Father, 'tis thus. Yourself and all the world that talk to miss of her? For she's not froward, but modest as the dove. She is not hot, but temperate as the morn. And we have agreed so well together that Sunday is the wedding day.
I'll see thee hanged on Sunday first.
Hark, Petruchio. She says she'll see you hanged on Sunday first.
Is this your success? Nay, think goodbye to what we hope to get out of this.
Patience, gentlemen. She shall still be cursed in company. I tell you, 'tis incredible to believe how much she loves me. Oh, the kindest Kate. In a twink, she won me to her love. Give me thy hand, Kate. I will unto Venice, to buy apparel against the wedding day. Provide the feast, father, and bid the guests. I will be sure my Katharina shall be elegantly dressed.
I know not what to say, but give me your hands. God send you joy, Petruchio, 'tis a match.
Amen, say we will be witnesses.
Father and wife and gentlemen, adieu. Sunday comes apace. We will have rings and things in fine array. We will be married o' Sunday.
No doubt he hath made quite a match. But now, Baptista, to your younger daughter, now is the day we long have waited for. I am neighbor and was suitor first.
And I am one that loves Bianca more than words can witness nor thoughts can guess.
Youngling, thou canst not love so dear as I.
Greybeard, thou love doth freeze.
Nine doth fry, skipper, stand back. 'Tis age that nourisheth.
But it is youth in ladies' eyes that flourisheth.
Content you, gentlemen. I will settle this. He that can assure my daughter the greatest dower shall have my Bianca's love. Say, Signor Gremio, what can you assure her?
First, as you know, my house is in the city that is richly furnished with plate and gold. I have costly apparel, fine linens, valance of Venice, golden needlework, brass, pewter, and all things necessary for housekeeping. Myself, I am struck in years, I confess, but if I die tomorrow, all shall be hers, and while I live, she shall be only mine.
Sir, listen to me. I am my father's heir and only son. If I may have your daughter for my wife, I'll leave her houses 3 or 4 as good, within rich walls, as good as anyone old Senor Gremio has in Padua, besides 2,000 ducats by the year, which will be her marriage settlement.
2,000 ducats by the year? My land amounts not so much in all. But she saw the argosy too. What, have I choked you?
Gremio, 'tis known my father hath no less than 3 great argosies, and 12 tight galleys, and these I will assure her, and twice as much whatever thou offers next.
Nay, I have offered all. I have no more.
Then the maid is mine. From all the world, by your firm promise, Gremio is outvied.
I must confess your offer is the best, provided once your father make the assurance, she is your own. Also, if you should die before him, where is her dower?
That's a frivolous objection. He is old, I young.
And canst not young men die as well as the old?
Well, gentlemen, I am thus resolved. On the Sunday next, you know, my daughter Katharina is to be married. Now, on the Sunday following, shall Bianca be wed to you, if you this assurance, and if not, then to Signor Gremio. And so I take my leave. Thank you both.
Adieu, good neighbor. Now I fear thee not, sirrah, young gamester. Your father was a fool. To give thee all in his waning age, set foot under the table, tut a toy. This old Italian fox will not be so kind, my boy.
'Tis in my head to do my master good. I see no reason, but Lucentio must find a father, called supposed Vincentio.
It is now Saturday, the day before Katharina is scheduled to wed Petruchio. Lucentio and Hortensio, in their respective disguises as Cambio and Licio, are instructing Bianca in Baptista's house. Although the two of them are battling for her exclusive attention, Bianca has begun to form a preference. During the Latin lesson, Lucentio conveys his true intentions to Bianca, and she reveals that she has feelings for him too. Hortensio realizes that Lucentio is infatuated with Bianca, so he prepares for the possibility of rejection by telling himself that he will simply find another wife if Bianca proves unwilling.
Fiddler, forbear, you grow too forward, sir. Have you so soon forgot the entertainment her sister Katharina welcomed you withal?
But this is the patroness of heavenly harmonies. Give me leave to have prerogative, and when in music we have spent an hour, your lecture shall have leisure for as much.
To know the cause why music was ordained, was it not to refresh the mind of man after his studies? Then give me leave to read philosophy.
Sir, I will not bear these insults.
Why, gentlemen, you do me double wrong to strive for that which resteth in my choice. I am no scholar in the schools. I'll not be tied to hours nor appointed times, but to learn my lessons as I please myself. But, to cut off all strife, here, sit we down, take you your instrument, play you the whiles. His lecture will be finished ere you have tuned.
You'll leave his lecture when I'm in tune?
That will be never.
Where left we last?
Here, madam. Hic ibat simuis, hic est sigeia telus, hic steterat priami, regia celsa senis.
Construe them.
Hic ibat, as I told you before, simuis, I am Lucentio. Hic est, son unto Vincentio of Pisa. Sigeia telus, disguised us to get your love. Hic steterat, and that Lucentio that comes with wooing. Priami, is my man Tranio. Regia, bearing my port, Chelsa senis, that we might beguile the old pantaloon.
Madam, my instrument's in tune.
Let's hear. Oh, fie, the treble jars.
Tune again.
Now let me see if I can construe it. Hic ibat simois, I know you not. Hic est sigea telus, I trust you not. Hic cetera priami, take heed he hear us not. Regia, presume not. Celsa senis, despair not.
Madam, 'tis now in tune.
All but the bass.
The bass is right. 'Tis the bass knave that jars. How forward he is. Now for my life, the knave doth court my love. Pedescule, I'll watch you better yet.
In time, I may believe, yet I mistrust.
Mistrust it not, for sure.
I must believe my master, else I promise you, I should be arguing still upon that doubt. Now, Lucio, to you. Good masters, take it not unkindly, pray, that I've been thus pleasant with you both.
You may go walk, and give me leave a while. My lessons make no music in 3 parts.
Are you so strict, sir? Well then, I must wait. Watch withal, but I be deceived, or fine musician grows amorous.
Madam, before you touch the instrument, to learn the order of my fingering, I must begin with rudiments of art, to teach you gamut in briefer sort, more pleasant, pithy, and effectual, than hath been taught by any of my trade. And there it is in writing, fairly drawn.
Why, I am past my scale long ago.
Yet read the scale of Hortensio.
I am the basis of all accord. A, re, to plead Hortensio's passion. B, me, Bianca, take him for thy lord. C, fa ut, that loves with all affection. D, so re, 1 clef, 2 notes have I. Ela me, show pity, or I die. Call you this a scale? Tut, I like it not. Old fashions please me best. I am not so nice to trade true rules for old inventions.
Mistress, your father prays you leave your books and help to dress your sister's chamber up. You know tomorrow is the wedding day.
Farewell, sweet masters both. I must be gone.
Faith, mistress, then I have no cause to stay.
But I have cause to pry into this schoolmaster. Methinks he looks as though he were in love. Yet if Bianca likes him too, Hortensio will quit with thee.
On Sunday, everyone is gathered for Kate and Petruccio's wedding. The groom, however, is late, and Baptista has begun to worry. Kate runs off in tears, then Biondello rushes in to announce that the groom is on his way, dressed in a ridiculous, mismatched, and shabby costume. Grumio, by his side, is similarly attired. When Petruccio finally arrives, the crowd, horrified by his appearance, sees that Biondello's description was accurate. Baptista begs him to change into a more fashionable outfit before marrying Kate, in order to avoid further public humiliation. Petruccio refuses and goes off to find Kate at the church. Most of the crowd follows in a kind of horrified fascination.
Signor Lucentio, this is the appointed day that Katharina and Petruccio should be married. Yet we hear not of our son-in-law. What mockery will be to elect the bridegroom when the priest attends to speak the ceremonial rites of marriage. What's this Lucentio to the shame of ours?
No shame but mine. I must forsooth be forced to give my hand opposed against my heart unto a mad-brained Rudesby, full of changeable temper, who wooed in haste and means to wed at leisure. I told you he was a frantic fool and violently insane, hiding his bitter jests and blunt behavior. Point the day of marriage, invite friends make feasts and proclaim the banns, and yet never means to wed where he hath wooed. Now must the world point at poor Katharina and say, lo, there goes mad Petruchio's wife. If it would please him, come and marry her.
Patience, good Katharina, and Baptista too, upon my life. Petruchio means but well. Whatever fortune saves him from his word, though he be blunt, I know him passing wise. And though he be merry, yet withal, he's honest.
Had Katharina never seen him, though.
Go, girl. I cannot blame thee now to weep, for such an injury would vex the very saint, much more a shrew of thy impatient humor.
Master, master, news, old news, and such news that you have never heard of.
Is it old and new, too? How may that be?
Why, is it not news to hear Petruchio's coming?
Is he come?
Why, no, sir.
What then?
He is coming.
When will he be here?
When he stands where I am and sees you there.
Nay, what's thine old news?
Why, Petruchio is coming in a new hat and an old jacket, a pair of old breeches thrice turned, a pair of discarded boots which have been used as a receptacle for candle ends. One is buckled, the other is laced, with an old rusty sword, with a broken hilt, chapless, and with 2 broken points.
Who comes with him?
Oh, sir, his servant, who pretty much looked like he got up with a horse, with a linen stock on one leg and a kersey boot hose on the other, guarded with a red and blue list, with a humor of 40 fancies pinned in for a feather. A monster, a very monster in apparel, and not like a Christian footboy or a gentleman's lackey.
'Tis some odd humor that spurs him to his fashion, yet oftentimes he does dress down.
I'm glad he's come, howsoe'er he comes.
Why, sir, he comes not.
Dost thou not say he comes?
Who, the Petruchio came?
I, the Petruchio came?
No, sir. I say that his horse comes, with him on his back.
Why, that's all one?
Come, where be these gallants? Who's at home?
You are welcome, sir.
Yet I come not well.
And yet you halt not.
Not so well apparelled as I wish you were.
Were it better I should rush in thus. But where is Kate? Where is my lovely bride? How does my father? Gentles, methinks you frown. Wherefore gaze this goodly company? They saw some wondrous monument, some comet or unusual prodigy.
Why, sir, you know this is your wedding day. First we were sad fearing you would not come. Now sadder seeing you so ill-equipped. Fie, doff this up, it shames your position. And I soar to our solemn festival.
Tell us, what occasion of import hath all so long detained you from your wife, and sent you hither so unlike yourself?
Tedious it were to tell, and harsh to hear. Sufficeth, I am come to keep my word. Poor is Kate. I stay too long from her. The morning wears. 'Tis time we were at church.
See not your bride in these unreverent robes. Go to my chamber and put on clothes of mine.
Not I, believe me. Thus I'll visit her.
But thus I trust you will not marry her.
Yes, indeed. Therefore hath done with words. To me she's married, not unto my clothes. What a fool I am to chat with you. Well, I should bid good morrow to my bride, and seal the title.
He hath some meaning in his mad attire, but we will persuade him, be it possible, to put on better ere he go to church.
I'll after him and see the outcome of this.
Tranio and Lucentio briefly discuss the status of their plan to win Bianca. Tranio informs his master that they must find a father for him, and Lucentio suggests the simplest solution may be to elope. Soon, Gremio returns to tell them about the wedding. Apparently, Petruchio struck the priest, threw food, and in general proved to be such an embarrassment that Gremio felt compelled to leave early. The marriage has been completed nonetheless, and the rest of the company is beginning to arrive. However, before they can even begin the wedding feast, Petruchio announces that they must leave at once, and he takes Kate with him. He does not even give her time to receive congratulations from her friends and family. At this ridiculous suggestion, Kate tries to draw the line by saying she will leave when she wishes, but Petruchio insists and they leave.
but to her love concerns us. As I before imparted, I am to get a man. Whatever he be, it matters not much. We will fit him to our turn, and he will pose as Vincenzio of Pisa, and make assurances to Baptista Minola of greater sums than I have promised. So you shall marry sweet Bianca with consent.
Were it not that my fellow schoolmaster doth watch Bianca's steps so narrowly, 'twere good, methinks, to elope.
That I am also looking into, and watching the grey-beard Gremio, and the watchful Father Minola, and the skillful musician amorous Licio, all for my master's sake, Lucentio. Senor Gremio, came you from the church?
As willingly as ere I came from school.
And are the bride and bridegroom coming home?
A groom, say you? Aye, 'tis a groom, a grumbling groom, that the girl shall find.
Curser than she? Why, 'tis impossible.
Why, he's a devil, a very fiend.
Why, she's the devil, the devil's grandmother.
Tut, she's a lamb, a dove, a fool compared to him. I tell you, Sir Lucentio, when the priest should ask if Catherine should be his wife, he swore so loud that, all amazed, the priest let fall the book. And, as he stooped down to take it up again, the mad-brained bridegroom hit him so hard, the down fell priest and book and book and priest. Now take them up, quoth he, if any list.
What say Kate when he arose?
Trembled and shook because he stamped and swore as if the vicar meant to cheat him. And after many ceremonies done, he called for wine. A health, quoth he, as if he were aboard a ship carousing with his mates. And seeing this, I came forward for the very shame. After me, I know the marriage rout is coming. Such a mad marriage never was before. Hark, hark, I hear the minstrels play.
Gentlemen and friends, I thank you for your pains. I know you think to dine with me today, and have prepared great store of wedding cheer. So it is, my haste doth call me hence, and therefore I mean to take my leave.
Is it possible you await night?
I must await today, before night come. If you knew my business, you would entreat me rather go than stay. And honest company, I thank you all that beheld me give away myself to this most patient, sweet, and virtuous wife. Dine with my father, drink a health to me, for I must hence, and farewell to you all.
Let us entreat you to sail till after dinner.
It may not be.
Let me entreat you.
It cannot be.
Let me entreat you.
I'm content.
Are you content to stay?
I'm content you shall entreat me stay, and yet not stay.
Nay then, if you love me, stay.
Grumio, my horse.
Aye, sir, they be ready. Nay then, I will not go today. No, nor tomorrow. Not till I please myself. The door is open, sir. There lies your way. You may be jogging till your boots are green, but I'll not be gone till I please myself. Be like you prove an arrogant groom who take it on you on the first so roundly.
Oh, Kate, content thee. Prithee, be not angry.
I will be angry. What hast thou to do? Father, be quiet. He shall stay at my leisure.
Aye, marry, sir, now it begins.
Gentlemen, forward to the bridal dinner. I see a woman may be made a fool had she not the spirit to resist.
Obey the bride, you that attend on her. Go to the feast, revel. But as for my bonny Kate, she must with me. I will be master of what is mine own.
Of all mad matches, never was the like.
Mistress, what's your opinion of your sister?
That being mad herself, she's madly mated.
I warned you, Petruchio is cated.
Neighbors and friends, though bride and bridegroom are lacking places at the table, Lucentio, you shall supply the bridegroom's place, and let Bianca take your sister's room.
Shall sweet Bianca practice how to play the bride?
She shall, Lucentio. Come, gentlemen, let's go.
Petruchio and Kate are on their way to Petruchio's country house. Grumio arrives first, however, complaining that he has been sent ahead to ensure that the servants are prepared for his arrival. Upon arrival, Petruchio becomes enraged, claiming that his servants failed to attend him properly. He demands dinner, and they prepared as quickly as possible, but he claims that the meat is burned and pushes the whole meal off the table. In the meantime, Kate, visibly tired and hungry, pleads with Petruchio to become more patient with the servants. Petruchio cheerfully tells her that he demands much of them for her benefit, for his new bride will receive nothing short of perfection, while pretending to ignore the fact that his new bride simply needs a hot meal. After sending Kate off to bed without food, Petruchio returns to the stage alone to reveal his intentions. All his actions have been calculated to aggravate Kate. He intends to prevent her from sleeping as well. This, he says, is the best way to curb her mad, headstrong humor.
Fie, fie, I am sent before to make a fire, and they are coming after to warn them. Now were I not a little pot, and soon very hot, my very lips might freeze to my teeth, my tongue to the roof of my mouth, my heart in my belly. But I, with blowing the fire, shall warm myself, for considering the weather, a taller man than I might freeze. Hullo-ho, Curtis!
Why, who is that who calls so coldly?
A piece of ice, a fire, good Curtis.
Is my master's wife coming, Romeo?
Oh, aye, Curtis, aye, and therefore fire, fire!
Is she so hot as Shrew, she's reported?
She was, good Curtis, before this frost, but thou knowest, winter tames man, woman, and beast, for I have tamed my old master, my new mistress, and myself, fellow Curtis.
Away, away, you 3-inch fool! I am no beast.
Am I but 3 inches? Why, thy horn is a foot. But thou wilt make a fire, or shall I complain on thee to our new mistress in being slow in starting a fire?
I pray thee, good Romeo, tell me, how goes the world?
A cold world, Curtis, and therefore fire. Do thy duty, for my master and mistress are almost frozen to death.
There's fire already, and therefore Romeo the news.
Why, Jack boy, ho boy, and as much news will thaw.
Come, are you so full of coney catchings?
Why, therefore fire, for we've caught the extreme cold. Where's the cook? Is supper ready? The house trimmed, the cobwebs swept, the serving men their new fustian. Every officer his wedding garment on, the carbs laid and everything in order?
All ready, and therefore pray the news.
First no, my horse is tired, and my master and mistress fallen out.
How?
Out of their saddles and into the dirt, and thereby hangs a tail.
Let's have it, good Romeo.
Lend thine ear.
Here.
There.
It's to hear a tale, not to feel a tale.
And therefore 'tis called a sensible tale, for this cup was but to knock on your ear and beseech listening. Now I begin. Imprimis. We came down a foul hill, my master riding behind my mistress.
Both of one horse.
What's that to thee?
Why a horse?
Tell thou tale, but hadst thou not interrupted me, thou shouldst have heard about how her horse fell, and she under her horse. How he left her with the horse upon her. How he beat me because her horse fell. How she waded through the dirt. How he swore. How she prayed. That never prayed before. How I cried. And how the horses ran away.
By this reckoning, he is more Shrew than she.
Aye, the proudest of you all shall find when he comes home. But what talk I of this? Call forth Nathaniel, Joseph, Nicholas, Philip, Walter, Sugarsop, and the rest. Let their heads be sleekly combed, their blue coats. Let them curtsy with their left leg, and not presume to touch a hair of my master's horsetail, till they kiss their hands. Are they all ready?
They are.
Call them forth.
Welcome home, Grumio.
What Grumio?
How now, Grumio? Fellow Grumio.
How now, old lad?
Welcome you, what you, fellow you, how now you, and thus much for greeting. Now, my spruce companions, is all ready and all things neat?
All things is ready. How near is our master?
Even at hand. Silence, I hear my master.
Where be these knaves? What, no man at door? Where's Nathaniel? Gregory? Philip?
Here, sir, here, sir.
Here, sir, here, sir, here, sir, here, sir. You logger-headed and unpolished grooms. What? No attendance? No regard? No duty? Where is the foolish knave I sent before?
Here, sir, as foolish as I was before.
You peasant swain, did I not bid thee meet me in the park, and bring along these rascal knaves with thee?
Nathaniel's coat, sir, was not fully made, and Gabriel's pumps were all pinked in the heel. There's no link to color Peter's hat, and Walter's dagger was not come from sheathing. There are none fine but Adam, Ralph, and Gregory. The rest are ragged, old, and beggarly. Yet, as they are, here they come to meet you.
Go, rascals, go, and fetch my supper in. Sit down, Kate, and welcome. Off with my boots, you rogue. Villains, when? Out, you rogue. You plucked my foot awry. Be merry, Kate. Some water here. What ho, sirrah, get you hence. Where are my slippers? Shall I have some water? Come, Kate, and wash, and welcome heartily. You villain! Will you let it fall?
Patience, I pray you. 'Twas a fault unintentional.
Beetle-headed, flap-eared knave. Come, Kate, sit down. Will you give thanks, sweet Kate, or else shall I? What's this? Mutton?
I.
Who brought it?
I.
'Tis burnt, and so is all the meat. Where's the rascal cook? How durst you, villain, serve it thus to me? There, take it to you. Dishes, cups, and all. You heedless joltheads, I'll be with you straight.
I pray you, husband, be not so disquiet. The meat was well if you were so contented.
I tell thee, Kate, 'twas burnt and dried away, and I expressly am forbid to touch it, for it engenders choler, plaint, and thanger, and better 'twere that both of us did fast, since by our nature we ourselves are choleric. Be patient. Tomorrow it shall be mended.
Peter, didst ever see the like? He uses anger to subdue her anger.
Giving her a lecture. And wears, and swears, and waits the poor soul. Knows not which way to turn, to look, to speak, and sits as one new risen from a dream. Away, away, for he is coming hither.
Thus have I begun my reign. 'Tis my hope to end successfully. She eat no meat today, nor none shall eat. Last night she slept not, nor tonight she shall not. If she chance to nod, I'll rail and brawl, and with all the clamor keep her still awake. As with the meat, some undeserved fault I'll find about the making of the bed, and amid this pretend that all is done in reverent care of her. This is a way to kill a wife with kindness, and thus I'll curb her mad and headstrong humor. He that knows better how to tame a shrew, let him speak.
Back in Padua, Tranio, still disguised as Lucentio, and Lucentio, still disguised as a schoolmaster, are trying to conclude their scheme to win Bianca for Lucentio. Hortensio, distraught at having lost Bianca, takes it upon himself to inform Lucentio that he too is out of luck in his pursuit of Bianca. Tranio plays along, feigning surprise when he sees the real Lucentio and Bianca courting each other during their lesson. He pretends to be so angry, he decides to forswear Bianca's charms, and he convinces Hortensio to do the same, thus clearly removing the competition. Hortensio then decides to marry a wealthy widow instead of Bianca, and he decides to visit Petruchio and attend his so-called taming school. He wants to see how Petruchio handles Kate, so that he can apply these lessons to his own marriage. Next, Biondello rushes in with encouraging news. He has found a man to play Lucentio's father.
Is it possible, Licio, that Mistress Bianca doth fancy any other than Lucentio? I say, she bears me fair in hand.
Sir, to satisfy you in what I have said, stand by. It marks the manner of his teaching.
Now, mistress, profit in what you read?
What master read you? First, resolve me that.
I read that I profess the art to love.
And may you prove, sir, master of your art.
While you, sweet dear, prove mistress of my heart.
Now tell me, I pray you that durst swear your mistress Bianca loved none in the world so well as Lucentio.
Oh, cruel love, I tell thee, Lycio, this is cause for wonder.
Mistake no more. I am not Lycio, nor a musician, as I seem to be, but one who will no longer live in this disguise for Bianca, who chooses a suitor from a lower class. No, sir, that I am called Hortensio.
Senor Hortensio, I have often heard of your entire affection to Bianca. But since mine eyes are witness of this, I will with you. If you be so contented, forswear Bianca and her love forever.
See how they court. Signor Lucentio, here is my hand, and here I firmly vow never to woo her no more.
And here I take the unfeigned oath never to marry with her, though she wouldn't treat me. Fie on her. See how beastly they court.
As for me, I will be married to a wealthy widow, and so farewell, Signor Lucentio.
Mistress Bianca, I have forsworn you with Hortensio.
Tranio, have you both forsworn me?
Mistress, we have.
Then we're rid of Lycio?
Aye, he'll have an old widow and be wed in a day.
God give him joy.
Aye, he'll tame her.
He says so, Tranio?
He has gone into the taming school.
The taming school? What? Is there such a place?
Faith. Petruchio is the master.
Oh, master, master, I have watched so long that I am dog weary, but at last I spied an ancient angel coming down the hill. Will serve the turn.
What is he, Biondella?
Master, a merchant or a pedant, I know not what, but formal in apparel, and in gait and countenance surely like a father.
And what of him, Tranio?
If he be credulous and trust my tale, I'll make him glad to pose as Vincentio and make assurances to Baptista Manola.
God save you, sir.
And you, sir, travel you far, or at you at the farthest?
Sir, at the farthest for a week or two, but then farther, as for Rome, and so to Tripoli, if God lend me life.
What countryman, I pray?
Of Mantua.
Of Mantua? God forbid, and come to Padua, careless of your life?
My life, sir? How, I pray?
'Tis death for anyone from Mantua come to Padua. Know you not the cause? Your ships are stayed in Venice, and for private quarrel twixt your duke and him hath published and proclaimed it openly. 'Tis marvel you are but newly arrived. You may have heard it else proclaimed about.
Alas, sir, it is worse for me than so, for I have bills for money by exchange from Florence. Must here deliver them.
I do thee courtesy, sir. This I will do, and this I will advise you. But first tell me, have you ever been to Pisa?
Aye, sir, in Pisa have I often been. Pisa renowned for grave citizens.
Among them know you one Vincentio?
I know him not, but I have heard of him. Merchant of incomparable wealth.
He is my father, and sooth to say in countenance somewhat doth resemble you. To save your life in this extremity, this I will do for his sake. Since you are so like my father, his name and credit shall you undertake, and in my house shall you friendly lodge. Look that you play the part as you should. So shall you stay till you have done your business in the city. If this be courtesy, sir, accept it.
Oh, sir, I do, and will repute you ever the patron of my life and liberty.
Then go with me to make the matter good. This, by the way, I will let you understand. My father is here sought for, to pass assurance of a dowry and marriage twixt me and one Baptista's daughter here. In all these circumstances I will advise you. Go with me, to clothe you as becomes you.
Back at Petruchio's house, Kate has not eaten or slept for several days, and she is starving, so she begs Grumio for food. Grumio refuses to give her any, though, and like his master, claims that they are depriving her for her own benefit. Finally, Petruchio and Hortensio bring her a meal, but Kate has little time to eat it before Petruchio's tailor arrives. The tailor has prepared elegant and expensive clothes for their journey back to Baptista's house in Padua. Predictably, Petruchio finds fault with everything that Kate likes, from the cap to the gown, and he blames the tailor for poor craftsmanship. The tailor tries to deflect the blame to Grumio, but Petruchio and Grumio indignantly force him to leave. Petruchio, however, secretly tells Hortensio to pull the tailor aside and to tell him that he'll be paid the following day, revealing that Petruchio's distasteful treatment of the tailor is in jest. Petruchio then tells Kate that they will leave at once for Padua in the clothes they have on, planning to arrive at noon. But when Kate tells Petruchio that noontime has passed, he angrily responds that yet again she is contradicting him. He declares that they will not go that day, and when they do go, it shall be whatever o'clock he says it is.
No, forsooth, I dare not for my life.
The more my wrong, the more his spite appears. What? Did he marry me to famish me? Beggars that come unto my father's door upon entreaty have present aims, and are met with charity. But I, who never knew how to entreat, nor never needed that I should entreat, am starved for lack of meat, giddy for lack of sleep, with oath kept waking and with brawling fed. And that which spites me more than all these wants is that he does it under the name of perfect love, as if who should say if I were to eat or sleep, 'twere deadly sickness or else present aims. I prithee, good Grumio, fetch me some repast. I care not whatso it be wholesome food.
What say you to an ox's foot?
'Tis passing good, I prithee, let me have it.
And his 2 caloric meat. How say you to a fat tripe, finely broiled?
I like it well, good Grumio, fetch it me.
I cannot tell. I fear 'tis also caloric. What say you to a piece of beef and mustard?
A dish that I do love to feed upon.
Aye, but the mustard's too hot a little.
Why then the beef and let the mustard rest.
Nay then, you shall not. You shall have the mustard, or else you get no beef, Grumio.
Then both, or one, or anything thou wilt.
Why then, the mustard without the beef?
Go get thee gone, thou false deluding slave, that feedest me under the name of meat. Sorrow on thee and all the pack of you that triumph thus upon my misery. Go get thee gone, I say.
How fares my Kate? What, all dejected?
Faith, as cold as can be.
Pluck up thy spirits. Here, love, thou seest how diligent I am to prepare thy meat myself, and bring it thee. I am sure, sweet Kate, this kindness merits thanks. What, not a word? Nay, then thou lovest it not, and all my pains assorted to no proof. Here, take away this dish.
I pray thee, let it stand.
The poor service is repaid with thanks, and so shall mine before you touch the meat.
I thank you, sir.
Signor Petruchio, fie, you are to blame. Come, Mistress Kate, I'll bear you company.
Eat it all up, Hortensio. Thou lovest me. Much good do it unto thy gentle heart. Kate, eat apace. And now, my honey love, will we return unto thy fathers and revel it as bravely as the best, with silken coats and caps and golden rings, ruffs and cuffs and fardingales, amber bracelets, beads, and all this knavery. What, hast thou dined? The tailor stays thy leisure to deck thy body with his ruffling treasure. Come, tailor, let us see these ornaments. Lay forth the gown.
Here is the cap your worship did order.
Why, this was molded on a porridge bowl. Like 'tis a walnut shell, a baby's cap. Away with it. Come, let me have one bigger.
I'll have no bigger. This does fit the fashion, and gentlewomen wear such caps as these.
When you are gentle, you shall have one too, and not till then.
That will not be in haste.
Why, sir, I trust I may have leave to speak, and speak I will. I am no child, no babe. Your betters have endured me. Say my mind, or else if you cannot, best do stop your ears. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart, or else my heart concealing it will break. And rather than it shall, I will be free, even to the uttermost as I please in words.
Why, thou sayest true. It is a paltry cap. I love thee well, and that thou likest it not.
Love me, or love me not. I like the cap, and it I shall have, or I shall have none.
Thy gown, tailor. Come, let us see it. Why, what masking stuff is here? What's this, a sleeve? It's like a demi-cannon. What, up and down, carved like an apple tart? Here snip and nip and cut and slish and slash. Why, what in devil's name, tailor, callest thou this?
I see she's like to have neither cap nor gown.
You bid me make it orderly and well, according to the fashion and the time.
Marian did, but if you be remembered, I did not bid you mar it to the time. I'll none of it. Hence, make your best of it.
I never saw a better fashioned gown. More elegant, quaint, commendable, pleasing to the eye. Belike you mean to make a puppet of me?
Why, true, she means to make a puppet of thee.
She says, your worship, means to make a puppet of her.
Oh, monstrous arrogance, thou liest! Thou thread, thou thimble, find in mine own house with a skein of thread. Away, thou rag!
Your worship is deceived. The gown is made just as my master had direction. Grumio gave me the order on how it should be done.
I gave him the order. I gave him the material.
Then how did you desire it should be made?
Marry, sir, with a needle and a thread.
Did you not request to have it cut?
Thou hast trimmed many things.
I have.
Bully not me. Thou hast finely dressed many men. Defy not me. I say unto thee, I bid thy master cut out the gown, but I did not bid him to cut it to pieces. Ergo thou liest.
Why, here is a note of fashion to testify.
The note lies in its throat if it says I said so.
Imprimis. A loose-bodied gown.
Master, if ever I said a loose-bodied gown, sew me into the skirts of it and beat me to death at the bottom of brown thread. I said a gown.
Proceed.
With a small, flared cape.
I confess the cape.
With a trunk, full wide sleeve.
I confess 2 sleeves.
The sleeves curiously, elaborately cut.
Aye, there's the villainy.
Error in the bill, sir, error in the bill. I commanded that the sleeve should be cut out and sewed up again, and I'll prove upon thee that thy little finger be armed in a thimble.
This is true that I say.
Well, I am for thee straight. Take thou bill and give me thy measuring stick, and spare not me.
God a mercy, Grumio, then he shall have no advantage.
Well, sir, in brief, the gown is not for me.
You are in the right, sir. 'Tis for my mistress.
Go, take it away. Hortensio, say thou wilt see the tailor paid.
Tailor, I'll pay thee for thy gown tomorrow. Take no unkindness of his hasty words. Away, I say, commend me to thy master.
Well, come, my sweet Kate, we will return unto thy fathers, even in these honest plain clothes, to feast and sport us at thy father's house. Go call my men, and let us straight to him, and bring our horses. We will mount, and thither walk on foot. Let's see, I think 'tis now some 7 o'clock, and well, we may come there by dinner time.
I dare assure you, sir, 'tis almost 2, and will be supper time ere we come there.
It shall be 7 ere I go to horse. You're always contradicting me. Sirs, let it alone. I will not go today, and ere I do, it shall be what o'clock I say it is.
In Padua, Tranio has properly trained the pedant who rehearses his act to ensure that he will be a convincing Vincenzio, father of Lucentio. When Baptista and Lucentio, still disguised as Cambio, enter, the pedant convinces Baptista that he is indeed Lucentio's father and that he fully approves of the marriage between Bianca and his son. Baptista, the pedant, and Tranio then leave to find a private place where they can discuss the financial details of the marriage.
This is the house, sir. Please do that I call.
Aye. What else? And but I be deceived, Signor Baptista may remember me, near 20 years ago in Genoa, where we were lodgers at the Picus.
'Tis good, but try to sound with such austerity as a father.
I warrant you. But sir, here comes your boy. 'Twere good he rehearse his part.
Fear him not. Sir Albiandello, now do thy duty thoroughly. Imagine to the right, Vincenzio.
Tut, fear me not.
But hast thou done thy errand, Baptista?
I told him that your father was at Venice, and you'd look for him this day in Padua.
Thou art a fine fellow. But here comes Baptista. Put on an expression of an austere father. Signor Baptista, you are happily met. Sir, this is the gentleman I told you of. I say, stand good father to me now. Give me Bianca for my patrimony.
Soft son. Sir, by your leave, having come to Padua to gather in some debts, my son Lucentio made me acquainted with the weighty cause of love between your daughter and himself, and of the good report I hear of you, and of the love he beareth to your daughter, and she to him, not to keep him waiting too long. I am content, in a good father's care, to have him matched, and if you approve the match then, upon some agreement, you'll find me ready and willing with one consent to have you so bestowed.
Sir, pardon me what I have to say. Right true it is, your son Lucentio here doth love my daughter, and she loveth him. And therefore, if you will say no more than this, that like a father you will deal with him, and pass my daughter sufficient dower. The match is made and all is done. Your son shall have my daughter with consent.
Thank you. Where then shall we draw up the agreement?
Not in my house, Lucentio, for, as you know, I have many servants. Besides, old Gremio is continually listening, and we might be interrupted.
Then at my lodging, there doth my father lodge. And there this night we will pass the business privately and well. Send for your daughter by your servant here. My man shall fetch the notary. The worst is this, that at such a slender warning, we are like to have a thin and scanty banquet.
It likes me well. Biendello, hie you home, and bid Bianca make her ready straight. And if you will, tell her what hath happened, how Lucentio's father is arrived in Padua, and how she's like to be Lucentio's wife.
I pray the God she may with all my heart.
Dally not, but get thee gone. Father Baptista, shall I lead the way?
I follow you.
Lucentio, still disguised as Cambio, returns to the stage with Biondello, who informs him that Baptista has requested that Cambio bring Bianca to dinner. Biondello explains that he has personally arranged for a priest and witnesses to perform a hasty marriage in a nearby church. Lucentio agrees to the elopement, and they quickly leave to perform their respective tasks.
Cambio!
What sayest thou, Biondello?
You saw my master wink and laugh upon you?
Biondello, what of that?
Faith, nothing. He has left me here behind to expound the meaning or morals of his signs and tokens.
I pray thee moralize them.
Then thus, Baptista is safe, talking to the deceiving father of a deceitful son.
And what of him?
His daughter is to be brought by you to the supper.
And then?
The old priest at St. Luke's church is at your command at all hours.
And what of all this?
I cannot tell. Expect that he is busied about some counterfeit assurance. Take you to the church. Take the priest, clerk, and some sufficient honest witnesses. If this be not what you look for, then I have no more to say, but bid Bianca farewell forever and a day.
Hearest thou, Biondello?
I cannot tarry. My master hath appointed me to go to St. Luke's, to bid the priest be ready for you to arrive.
I may and will, if she be so contented. She will be pleased, then wherefore should I doubt? Hap what hap may.
Petruchio, Kate, and Hortensio journey back to Padua. On the way, Petruchio continues his relentless attempts to coax Kate into agreeing with whatever he says. Though it is midday, Petruchio comments on how brightly the moon is shining, and when Kate responds that it is the sun shining, he refuses to continue the journey until she admits that it is the moon. Having no more energy or patience to resist the anxious return to Padua, Kate concedes. Then, however, Petruchio reverses his claim and says that it is in fact the sun. Hortensio finally persuades Petruchio that he has tamed her, and they continue the journey. After they have gone a short way, a similar incident occurs as they pass an old man on the same road to Padua, and Petruchio claims the old man is a young maid. Furthermore, he entreats Kate to embrace the maid. This time, Kate immediately obeys, but Petruchio says that she is mistaken, for the maid is really an old man. Kate continues to play along. This old man turns out to be Vincenzio, the father of Lucentio. He tells the trio that he has come to visit his son in Padua. Petruchio happily tells him of the upcoming marriage between Bianca and Lucentio, and he realizes that this will make Vincenzio part of his family. A bit confused, they all continue the journey back to Padua together to sort things out there.
Come on, in God's name. once more towards our fathers. Good Lord, how bright and goodly shines the moon.
The moon. The sun. It is not moonlight now.
I say it is the moon that shines so bright.
I know it is the sun that shines so bright.
Now by my mother's son, and that's myself, should be moon or star or what I list, ere I journey to your father's house. Go on and fetch our horses back again. Evermore crossed and crossed, nothing but crossed.
Say as he says, or we shall never go.
Forward, I pray, since we have come so far. And be it moon, or sun, or what you please. And if you please to call it a rush candle, henceforth I vow it shall be so for me.
I say it is the moon.
I know it is the moon.
Nay, then you lie. It is the blessed sun.
Then God be blessed. It is the blessed sun. But sun it is not, when you say it is not. And the moon changes even as your mind. What you shall have it called, even that it is. Henceforth it shall be so for Katharina.
Petruchio, go thy ways, thy field is won.
Well, forward, forward, but soft. Company is coming here. Tell me, Kate, and tell me truly, too, hast thou beheld a fresher gentlewoman? Such a war of white and red within her cheeks? What stars do spangle heaven with such beauty, as those two eyes become that heavenly face? Fair lovely maid, sweet Kate, embrace her for her beauty's sake.
I'll make the man mad to make a woman of him.
Young budding maiden, fair and fresh and sweet, whither away, where is thy abode? Happy the parents of so fair a child. Happy the man whose favorable stars allot thee for his lovely wife.
Why, how now, Kate? I hope thou art not mad. This is a man. Old, wrinkled, faded, withered. Not a maiden as thou sayest he is.
Pardon, old father, my mad mistaking. My eyes have been so bedazzled by the sun that everything I look on seemeth green. But now I perceive thou art a reverend father. Pardon, I pray thee, my mad mistaking.
Do, good old grandsire, and we'll make known which way thou travellest. For along with us, we shall be joyful of thy company.
Fair sir, and you, my merry mistress, what that your strange encounter hath much amazed me. My name is called Vincentio, my dwelling Pisa. I am bound to Padua, there to visit a son of mine, which long I have not seen.
What is his name?
Lucentio, gentle sir.
Happily we met, the happier for thy son, and now by law as well as age, I may entitle thee my loving father, the sister to my wife, this gentlewoman. By this time your son hath married. Wonder not, nor be grieved. She is of good esteem, her dowry wealthy, and of worthy birth. Let me embrace, and go to see thy honest son, who will of thy arrival be full joyous.
But is it true? Or is it your pleasure, like pleasant travelers, play a practical joke upon the company you overtake?
I do assure thee, father, so it is.
Come, go along, and see the truth hereof, for our first merriment hath made thee suspicious.
Well, Petruchio, this has put me in heart. Now to my widow.
Back in Padua, Biondello hurriedly takes Lucentio and Bianca to the church, where the priest is ready to marry them. Lucentio is no longer disguised as Cambio, the schoolmaster. Just as they leave, Petruchio enters with Vincentio, and they knock on the door of Lucentio's home, where Tranio, the fake Lucentio, and the pedant, the fake Vincentio, currently reside. When the pedant answers, Vincentio says that he is Lucentio's father, but the pedant claims that he too is Lucentio's father and calls for the impostor's arrest. Just then, Biondello arrives. He turns white when he sees his old master, Vincentio. Vincentio recognizes Biondello, but Biondello pretends not to notice Vincentio. Vincenzio also recognizes Tranio and Lucentio's clothing and is further enraged when Tranio pretends not to know him. The crowd turns against the real Vincenzio and prepares to escort him to jail. Just then, Lucentio and Bianca, the newly married, arrive from the church. Biondello, Tranio, and the pedant take this moment of confusion to run away. They know the game is up. Lucentio begs his father's pardon and discloses the scheme to everyone present. He explains that his deception stemmed from his love for Bianca, which pacifies the two fathers somewhat. Nevertheless, they seek some small revenge on the men who fooled them. Meanwhile, Kate and Petruchio stand in amazement at the proceedings. They follow the rest inside to see the conclusion, but not before Petruchio demands one more thing of his wife, which she does for him, and Petruchio finally seems satisfied with her.
Softly and swiftly, sir, for the priest is ready.
I fly, Biondello, but they may chance to need you at home, therefore leave us.
Nay, faith, I'll see the church or your back, and then come back to my masters as soon as I can.
Cameo comes not all this while.
Sir, here's the door. This is Lucentio's house. Thither must I, and here I leave you, sir.
You shall not choose, but drink before you go. I think I shall command your welcome here, and by all I could, some cheers toward.
They are busy within. You were best knock louder. Pendant looks out the window.
What's he that knocks as he What's he that knocks as he beat down the gate?
Is Signor Lucentio within, sir?
He's within, sir, but not to be spoken withal.
What if a man bring him £100 or two to make him merry withal?
Keep your £100 to yourself. He shall need none, as long as I live.
Nay, I told you your son was well beloved in Padua. Do you hear, sir? I pray you, tell Signor Lucentio that his father has come from Pisa, and here at the door to speak with him.
Thou liest. His father's come from Padua, and is here looking out at the window.
Art thou his father?
Aye, sir, so his mother says, if I may believe her.
Why, how now, gentlemen? This is flat knavery to take upon you another man's name.
Lay hands on the villain. I believe that means to cozen somebody in the city by pretending to be me.
I've seen them in the church together. God sent them good shipping. But who is here? My old master Vincenzio! Now we are all undone and brought to nothing.
Come hither, rogue.
Hope I may choose, sir.
Come hither, you rogue. What, you forgot me?
Forgot you? No, sir. I could not forget you, for I've never seen you before in all my life.
What, you notorious villain, didst thou never see thy master's father Vincenzio?
What, my old worshipful old master? Yes, marry, sir, see where he looks out the window.
Is it so indeed?
Help! 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 He's a madman! He'll murder me!
Help, son, help! Signor Baptista!
Prithee, Kate, let's stand aside and see the end of this controversy.
Sir, what are you that dare be my servant?
What am I, sir? Neither are you, sir. Oh, fine villain, a silken devil, a velvet hose, and a scarlet cloak, and a cocktail hat. Why am undone? I'm undone. While I play a good husband at home, and my son and servant spent all at the university.
How now? What's the matter?
What, is the man a lunatic?
Sir, you seem a sober ancient gentleman by your habit, but your words show you a madman. What concerns you if I wear pearl and gold? I thank my good father I'm able to maintain it.
Thy father a villain, he is a sailmaker in Bergamo.
You mistake, sir. Pray, what do you think is his name?
His name? As if I knew not his name? I've brought him up ever since he was 3 years old. His name is Tranio.
Away, madman. His name is Lucentio, and he's mine only son, and heir to the lands of me, Signor Vincenzio.
Lucentio, we had murdered his master. Oh, my son. Tell me, thou villain, where's my son Lucentio?
Call forth an officer. Carry this madman to jail. Father Baptista, I charge you, see that he be forthcoming.
Carry me to the jail?
Stay, officer. He shall not go to prison.
Talk not, Signor Gremio. I say he shall go to prison.
Take heed, Signor Baptista, lest you be tricked up into this business. I dare swear this is the right Vincenzio.
Swear if thou darest.
Nay, I dare not swear it.
Thou mayest well say I am not Lucentio.
I know these be Lucentio.
Away with the dotard, to the jail with him.
The strangers may be hailed and abused, O monstrous villain.
Oh, we are spoiled. And yonder he is. Deny him, forswear him, or else we are all undone.
Pardon, sweet father.
Lives my sweet son?
Dear father.
How was so offended? Where is Lucentio?
Here is Lucentio, right son, to the right Vincentio, that have, by marriage, made thy daughter mine, while counterfeit supposes bleared thine eye.
Here's packing with a witness to deceive us all. Where's that villain Tranio? Face and bring me in this matter so.
Wait, tell me, is this not my Cambio?
Cambio is changed into Lucentio.
Love wrought these miracles. Bianca's love made me exchange my social state with Tranio, while he did bear my identity in the town, and happily I have arrived at the last. What Tranio did, myself enforced him to. Pardon him, sweet father, for my sake.
I will slit the villain's nose who'll have me sent to the jail.
But do you hear, sir? Have you married my daughter without asking my goodwill?
Fear not, Baptista, we will continue. Go to, but I will interview revenge for this villainy.
Ain't I discern the depth of this knavery?
Look not pale, Bianca. Your father will not frown.
I'm out of luck, but I'll in among the rest, out of hope of all but my share of the feast.
Husband, let's follow to see the end of this ado.
First, kiss me, Kate, and we shall.
What? In the midst of the street?
Art thou ashamed of me?
No, sir, God forbid, but ashamed to kiss.
Why then, let's home again. Come, sirrah, let's away.
Nay then, I'll give thee a kiss. Now pray thee, love, stay.
It's not this well. Come, my sweet Kate, better once than never, for never too late.
Lucentio throws a banquet to celebrate the 3 recent marriages in Padua: Petruchio and Kate, Lucentio and Bianca, and Hortensio and the widow. As they sit around the table eating and chatting, Petruchio and the widow engage in some jesting, mostly at Hortensio's expense. Kate joins in, and she begins to argue with the widow. The argument nearly turns to violence, with the men cheering them on to fight, but Bianca calms them, and the 3 wives go off together to talk. Meanwhile, the men begin to chide Petruchio. Baptista, Lucentio, Tranio, and Hortensio still think that Petruchio is stuck with a vicious shrew, and they give him some grief for it. Petruchio confidently suggests a test to see which of the 3 new husbands has the most obedient wife. Each of them will send for his wife, and the one whose wife obeys first will be the winner. After placing a significant amount of money on this wager, Lucentio sends Biondella to get Bianca, confident that she will obey at once. However, Biondella returns to tell him that she is busy and will not come. Hortensio receives a similar response from the widow. Finally, Grumio goes to get Kate, and she returns at once. And to the great surprise of all but Petruchio, Petruchio sends Kate back to get the other wives. Again, she obeys. Upon their return, Petruchio comments that he dislikes Kate's hat and tells her to throw it off. She obeys at once. Bianca and the widow, aghast at Kate's behavior, are even more shocked by Kate's speech about the wives. In this speech, Kate reprimands the wives for their angry dispositions. She admits that she used to be as haughty as Bianca and the widow, and that she has changed her ways. The other men admit complete defeat, and Petruchio leaves victorious. He and Kate leave happily, while Hortensio and Lucentio stay behind to wonder at this miraculous change of fates.
At last, time it is, when raging war is done, to smile at scapes and perils overblown. My fair Bianca, bid my father welcome, while I, with self-same kindness, welcome yours. Brother Petruchio, Sister Katharina, and now Hortensio, with thou loving widow. Feast with the best, and welcome to my house. My banquet is to close our stomachs up, after our great good cheer, and pray sit down, for now we sit to chat as well as eat.
Nothing but sit and eat. Now, for my life, Hortensio fears his widow.
Then never trust me if I be afeard.
You miss my sense. I mean, Hortensio is afeard of you.
He that is giddy thinks the world turns round.
Mistress, how many that?
Thus I conceive by him.
He that is giddy thinks the world turns round. I pray you, tell me what you meant by that.
Your husband, being troubled with the shrew, measures my husband's sorrow by his woe. And now you know my meaning.
A very mean, contemptible meaning.
Right, I mean you.
I am mean indeed, compared to you.
100 marks. My Kate does put her down.
I like Gremio, these quick-witted folks.
Believe me, sir, they butt heads together well.
Head and hasty-witted body.
I hear Sure Sprite. Had that awakened you?
Aye, but not frighted me. Therefore, I'll sleep again.
Nay, since you have begun, have at you for a bitter jest or two.
Am I your bird? I mean to shift as you draw your bow. Thank you all for coming.
Now, in good sadness, son Petruchio, I think thou hast the very sure of all.
Well, I say no. Therefore, for assurance, let's each send on to his wife, and he whose wife is most obedient to come at first when he doth send for her, shall win the wager which we propose.
Content. What is the wager?
20 crowns.
20 crowns, but 20 times so much upon my wife.
100 then.
Content.
A match. 'Tis done.
Who shall begin?
That will I. Go, Biandel, bid your mistress come to me.
I go.
Son, I'll take half your bet. Bianca comes.
I'll have no half, sir. I'll bear all myself. How now? What news?
Sir, my mistress sends you word that she is busy and she cannot come.
Busy and cannot come? Is that an answer?
I swear, and a kind one too. Pray your wife sends you not a worse one.
I hope better.
Sir Biandello, go and entreat my wife to come to me forthwith. I'm afraid, sir, do you can, yours will not be entreated. Now, where's my wife?
She says you have some goodly jest in hand. She will not come. She bids you come to her.
Worse and worse, she will not come. Oh, vile, intolerable, not to be endured. Sir Grumio, go to your mistress. Say I command her to come to me.
I know her answer. She will not.
Now by my holiday, here comes Katharina.
What is your will, sir, that you send for me?
Where is your sister and Hortensia's wife?
They sit conferring in the parlor by the fire.
Go fetch them hither, and bring them hither straight.
Here is a wonder. If you talk of a wonder.
And so it is. I wonder what it bodes.
Mary, he means peace, love, respect, and quiet life.
Now fair befall thee, good Petruchio, the wager thou hast won, and I will add unto their losses 20,000 crowns, another dowry to another daughter, for she is changed as she had never been.
Nay, I will win my wager better yet, and show more signs of her new-built virtue and obedience. See where she comes with your wives? Katharina, that cap of yours becomes you not. Off with that bubble. Throw it underfoot.
Lord, let me never have a cause to sigh till I be brought to such a silly pass.
Fie! What foolish duty call you this?
I would your duty were as foolish too. The wisdom of your duty, fair Bianca, has cost me 100 crowns since supper time.
The more fool you, for wagering on my duty.
Katharina, I charge thee, tell these headstrong women what duty they do owe their lords and husbands.
Come, come, you're mocking.
Come on, I say, and first begin with her.
She shall not.
Fie, fie. Unknit that threatening, unkind brow, and dart not scornful glances from those eyes. To wound thy lord, thy king, thy governor, it blots thy beauty as frost do bite the mead, ruins your reputation as whirlwinds shake fair buds, and is in no sense meet or amiable. An angry woman is like a fountain, troubled, muddy, ill-seeming, thick, bereft of beauty, and while none so dry or thirsty deign to enjoy her company. Thy husband is thy lord, thy life, thy head, thy keeper, thy sovereign, the one that cares for thee, and commits himself to painful labor both by sea and land, to watch the night in storm, the day in cold, while thou liest warm at home, secure and safe, and craves no other tribute at thy hands but love, fair looks, and true obedience. Too little payment for so great a debt. Even doth the subject owe to the prince. Even such a woman oweth to her husband. And when she is obstinate, peevish, sullen, sour, and not obedient to his honest will, what is she but a foul contending rebel and graceless traitor to her loving lord? I am ashamed that women are so foolish to offer war where they should kneel for peace, and seek for rule, supremacy, and sway, when they are bound to serve, love, and obey. Why are our bodies weak, unapt to toil and trouble in the world, but that our soft conditions in our hearts should well agree with our external parts? Come, come, you froward and unable worms. My mind has been as haughty as one of yours. My heart is great, my reason haply more, to bandy word for word and frown for frown. But now I see our lances are but straws, our strength as weak, our weakness past compare. Then lower your pride, for it is no boot, and place your hand beneath your husband's foot, in token of which duty he may please. My hand is ready, may it do him ease.
Why, there's a wife. Come kiss me, Kate.
Well, go thy ways, old lad, for thou shalt have it.
'Tis a good hearing when children are toward.
And a harsh hearing when women are froward.
Come, my sweet Kate. We three are married, but you two are done for. 'Twas I won the wager, and being a winner, God give you good night.
Now go thy ways, for thou hast tamed a cursed shrew.
'Tis a wonder by your leave she let you tame her so.
On behalf of our directors, Mrs. Lantini and Mrs. Booth, we would like to give special thanks certainly to Al Vogel, to Rob Murphy, and of course to Leanne Bradley for all of their hard work in helping us put this performance on today, and also for their work for the Tea Party. Thank you so much. And now, Queen Elizabeth would like to invite you to an English low tea. I will be serving mimosas and selling raffles right around the conference room. So we invite you all certainly to join us for the tea party. Please follow the Queen's procession into the low tea, but do not begin eating or drinking until we, of course, have toasted our Queen.